Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Learning is fun. So today's topic is about phrases, clauses and sentences. So at first these three may confuse you because these three are quite similar with each other as these three are composed of group of words, but they have quite different rules. While you know about the rules deeply, you can easily distinguish between each other. So, while clauses, phrases, and sentences might seem similar at first, but on a closer look, you can start to see how they function very differently by knowing the rule about it. So, let us proceed with the today's topic. So, very quickly, I will tell you about what is phrase. Phrase is nothing but it is a group of word that does not contain subject and verb. Please, please remember that what is a phrase? Phrase is a group of word which contains a which does not contains a subject and a verb. If you have a group of word, if it contains subject and verb, then it is not at all phrase. You have to remember that a group of word, it should not have subject and verb, and also it does not make any complete sense of its own if it stands alone. Means if we cut that word, that phrase from the sentence, it does not make any sense, and it will give the meaning to the sentence if it is added to the main sentence. So, and since the phrase does not have any subject, so automatically it does not have any predicate. So remember that before we go to the next, remember that a group of word, it should not have any subject, neither it have verb. So let's move next, that is example. Example will make your concept more clear. Here just see the example. He came to visit me last evening. Here he came. Here the in the whole sentence you will find what is the subject here. Here the subject is he, and what is verb here? Came. So it cannot be, again it is a group of word, but it cannot be a phrase because it have a subject and verb. But now look to the next part of the sentence, that is to visit me last evening. Again it is a group of word, and you can see that it does not have any subject, neither it have any verb. So we can say that it is what? It is a phrase. The next again can let's see the next example, that is she left without saying goodbye. So here also you can see that she left means here what? That is she is subject and left is again verb. So again this cannot be a phrase because it have a subject and verb. Now come to the next, that is without saying goodbye. These group of word does not have any subject, neither it have any verb. The next one, there is no peace of mind in this city. Again here it have a subject and a predicate and a verb, so it does not act as a phrase. But in this city it does not have subject, neither it have verb. Here it have subject and verb, therefore it cannot be a phrase. But here, as it does not have any subject and verb, therefore it and subject and both verb, so it will be a phrase. So next, she submitted the paper at the last moment. Here also just see, she is the subject and submitted is a verb. Again the paper can act as a subordinating or secondary subject. So the whole this whole group of word cannot be a phrase. Here just see the next part, at the last moment. Here you could not find any subject, neither any verb. So the highlighted part, all the four sentences, the highlighted part is considered to be phrase because all these highlighted part does not have any subject, neither it have any verb. So next is what is clause. I think before we move to the clause, let me tell you, if you like the video, please share, like and subscribe my channel, and do share with your friends so that uh, your friend's concept can also be cleared. So in the previous I have told about the phrase. I think phrase is now clear to you. Now let's move to the next, that is what is clause. Clause is again, it is a group of word, but here it is quite different. That is, it should have a subject and a predicate. Earlier I have told that of what is phrase? It should not have any subject, neither it have any verb. But what is the difference between the phrase and the subject? That is, in phrase it does not have any clause. No, sorry, it does not have any subject, but in clause it have subject. Again, in phrase what was not there? Since it does not have any subject, so no matter of predicate. But and in clause, since it have subject, therefore, it is must that it should have predicate and it should convey complete sense. One more difference you can find, that phrase, it does not convey any complete sense, but here the clause contain complete sense. Next, it may be a sentence itself or it may be a part of a sentence. It may be a sentence means it may give complete sense or it may not give complete sense. Means we are talking about the type of the clause. That is, it may be sentence means it is a talking about the principal clause, and it may not be a part of a sentence means it's not giving the complete sense means we are talking about the dependent clause. So the next, that is example, will make you clear. I expect that I shall get a prize. Here just see, I expect. Now go to the definition, that what is a clause? It is a group of word and it should have subject and predicate. So what is predicate? Predicate means word, a group of word or a word which tells something about the subject. Now just see here, I expect. I is a subject, and what I is doing? I is expecting something. Expect. So we can tell that it is a clause. Again, come to the next part, that is I shall get a prize. So again, it is also a clause because it have a subject and it have a predicate also. But there is a quite vast difference between I expect and I shall get a prize. And now what is the difference? I will tell next. So the next is, that is dependent or the independent or the principal clause, that is main clause. So what is independent on the principal clause? That is a clause which is a single complete sentence is called an independent or a principal clause. So earlier also I have told what is clause. Clause should have a subject and a predicate, and it if it is giving complete sense, complete meaning, and it is not depending on other to grab the meaning, then that part of the sentence can be considered as a principal clause or the independent clause. Just see the example. The boy cannot go to play. Here the whole sentence is conveying the meaning. Yes, the boy cannot go to play. Why? Because just see, it is completing all the necessary rule to be a clause. That is, it have a subject, that is the boy, and what is the predicate? The rest part of the sentence is predicate. So it is a principal clause. So he has to finish writing the assignment. Now just go through the sentence. It again, it has a subject and it has a predicate, but what is the difference between both? That it convey the whole meaning, but here you can find that it does not convey the whole meaning. So if we combine both, that is, the boy cannot go to play because he has to finish writing the assignment. Now it is giving the whole meaning. So it have a two part of the sentence, that is, first is the independent clause, that is principal clause, and the second is the subordinating or the dependent clause. Now what is subordinating on the dependent clause? So a clause introduced by a conjunction that forms part of and is dependent on the main clause. That means, for to get the meaning for the subordinating clause, it have to depend on the main clause. The one more thing, the subordinated clause will often begin with the subordinating conjunction. Here please note that how you can know that which part of the sentence is subordinating clause. The first thing is, if you could find the part of the sentence which conveys the whole meaning and it does not depend on the other part of the sentence, then it is independent clause or the principal clause, and the rest part is subordinating clause or the dependent clause. But sometimes it becomes quite confusion that we could not find. So how, what is the trick? That here is the trick, that it will often begin with subordinating conjunction. This is the trick. So it will become more clear. How? Just go through the example and you could easily understand. We all can go for ice cream. So here it is a sentence. Now one more, that we all can go for ice cream if I can find my wallet. Here just see the next part of the sentence. Here, if I can find my wallet. Here the sentence is starting with if. That is the subordinating conjunction. So here this can be considered the highlighted part of the sentence, which is starting with the subordinating conjunction, is a subordinating clause or the dependent clause. I hope that now your phrases, your clauses and its type is quite clear to you. So next, let's move to the next, that is now the third part, that is what is sentence. Sentence is also a group of words, but which has, you have to remember that, which has its own subject and predicate. In the previous slide also I have told that a clause is what? Clause is also have a subject and predicate. Here the sentence also have a subject and a predicate, which gives complete sense. So in phrase also we found that it gives a complete sense. Which phrase? Which part of the phrase? The, sorry, which part of the clause? The main clause or the principal clause. So we can, by definition, we can say that all the clauses could, all the sentences could be a clause. Because what is the definition? Definition tells that a sentence is a group of word. Clause is also group of word. Now, which has a subject and a predicate. A clause also have a subject and predicate, and which gives complete sense. Clause also gives a complete sense, but which part of the clause? Not the both. Only the main clause give the complete sense. So we can say that all main clauses can be a sentence, or all sentences can be a clause. One more thing it is to be noted. Please note that all sentence could be a clause, but all clauses could not be a sentence. Here the next part of the sentence, that is, but all clauses could not be a sentence. It is telling about the dependent clause, because dependent clause does not give complete sense, and to be a sentence it should give complete sense. So here we can say that all sentences could be clause, means whatever the sentence is it can be clause, but all clauses could not be sentence. Why? Because all main clauses can be a sentence, but the dependent clause would not be a sentence because it contradict with the definition. Because to be a sentence, it should give complete sense, but the dependent clause does not give complete sense. Here's the example for the sentence, that is, the singing of the birds delights us. Here you could find the subject and the predicate. Here the subject is, we are talking about the birds, and the rest part is talking about the predicate. So in total it becomes a sentence. Why? Because it is giving complete sense. So we can tell that it is a sentence and it is also a clause. Which clause? The main clause or the principal clause, because it does not depend on any other sentence to get its meaning. So here we have ended the sentences also. Hope you have liked and understood the topic, that is phrase, clauses and sentence. Hope you have liked. Please do share with your friends, and please subscribe my channel, and please do press the bell icon so that whenever I post new videos you can easily come to know about it. So hope you have liked. So let us meet once again with my new video. Okay, bye.